Hey everyone! Welcome back. I am back today with more My Hero Academia, and I am so excited, you guys. If you're joining me early today, it means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through the screen. If not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So, I really loved the last episode of My Hero Academia. I thought it was so nice to get a Kirishima episode, a Red Riot episode, which, by the way, coolest, like, hero name, maybe not ever. I mean, there's some pretty cool ones on the show, but it's an awesome hero name. And it was so nice to see him again and to have an episode about one of the other characters. It's not like Izuku or Bakugo, or and I love them too. But one thing about this show is that they have gone to such lengths to develop characters that are likable and lovable and that, you know, have really interesting quirks and backgrounds and everything. And it would be a shame if they just all kind of faded into the background as, like, you know, little side characters and everything. So I really liked that they were willing to put the spotlight on some other characters for once. Not for once, I mean, they've done it before, but for this instance, we'll say. I really liked the way that he's powered up. That form that he achieved was so awesome looking. I could not believe how amazing he looked. That was really, really cool. And we got a little bit more about the villains in this one as well. Like, in addition to having a good hero character story, we delved a little bit more into the villains. Those little darts. I know we've seen stuff with that in the past, but I feel like this is the first time it was ever really, you know, like, brought to total light and explained, and at least that's what I felt. Maybe I missed something a while back, which is very possible, but I'm caught up now, and I like that they took the time to, within the context of the story, so that it made a lot of sense, go through and explain, you know, what exactly those are, like, not what exactly they are, but, like, I didn't know that there were ones that could enhance your quirk as well as take away your quirk. I probably did. If they mentioned that before, I'm sure I, like, caught it, but I didn't put it all together that, like, this is what's going on with this particular villain group. So I'm already pretty scared of Overhaul. He's a pretty scary dude. And I felt that way about Shigaraki, like he had this, like, wild card kind of presence, but it's something totally different with Overhaul. It's not a wild card thing. He actually might be, like, it's not even smart, but he might be, like, put together enough, like, organized enough to actually pull off a lot of the stuff that he's planning. I mean, not that the League of Villains didn't pull some things off, but it felt like in a lot of ways they were just beginning. And I don't get that sense with Overhaul. I get the sense that, like, he's seasoned with this kind of thing. So I'm excited to see everything that happens next. I am already, like, very intense on this season because I feel like we've had a lot of intense moments. And we're only a few episodes in. The next one is called An Unpleasant Talk. So that's bound to be interesting, you guys. Who knows? Who even knows what all this is going to be about? But I'll tell you what, guys, there's only one way to find out, and that's to dive right into the next episode of My Hero Academia Plus Ultra!
みんなこっち霧島くん関西じゃん。
なんか集合場所がいつもと違くてさ。
私たちもそうなの。
So this is the big talk, huh? The unpleasant talk?
同じ駅に
They're going to?
奇遇だね。から地方のマイナーヒーローまでこんなに大
There's
勢。
so many!
すごいぞ。一体何が始まるんだ。
Maybe it's a party! It's not a party. It's an unpleasant talk.
何を企んでいるのか。知り得た情報の共有とともに協議を行わせていただきます。
俺完全に置いてけぼりなんすけど、破砕なんすか？
悪いこと考えとるかもしれへんから、みんなで煮詰めましょのお時間や。
Get on the same page.
十分関係してくるで。
リチューンのヒーローネットワークだよ。プロ免許を持った人
Got
だ
it.
けが使えるネットサービス。全国のヒーロ
Ooh.
ーの活動報告が見れたり、便利な個性のヒーローに協力を申請したりできるんだって。
Oh, it's like LinkedIn, but for heroes.
この二人はスーパー重要参考人やぞ。
俺
Way to put him on the spot.
とりあえず初対面の方も多い思いますんで。ハットガムです。よろしくね。
悪くて可愛い。
お、あの野郎だ。
He just gives out candy. Oh my god, I love him.
裁きをしのぎに見たことない種類のもんが玉木に打ち込まれた。 個性を壊す。
Poor babe.
個性を壊す。玉木大丈夫なんだろ。
ああ寝たら回復したよ
Only
見て
lasted
て
a
こ
little
の
while.
立派な牛の皮
朝食は牛丼かな。
回復すんなら安心だ
I love that quirk.
致命傷にはならねえ
そのあたりはイレイザーヘッド。
Yeah, what does he have to say on
俺の場
this?
所とはちょっと違うみたいですね。俺は個性を攻撃しているわけじゃないので、基本となる人体に特別な仕組みがプラスアルファされたものが個性。そのプラスアルフ
Oh.
ァが一括りに個性因子と呼ばれています。
Okay.
俺はあくまでその個性因子を一時停止させるだけでダメージを与えることはできない。玉木が生まれた直後病院で見てもらったんやが、その個性霧島君が身を挺して弾いたおか
Heck
げで
yeah.
中身の入った一発が手に入ったっちゅうわけや。お、俺っすか。びっくりした。急に来た。
Don't be so
わかん
humble.
ねえその中身を調べた結果、むっちゃ気色悪いもんが出てきた。人の血や細胞が入っとった。
Oh.
人の
It has to do with someone's quirk. It's gotta be either Overhaul or
世
Airy.
界のお話のよう。
技術経路は複雑でな。今でこそかなり縮小されたが、いろんな人間、グループ組織が
What a wow.
修行を重ねてよう
That's
や
a
っと
lot.
末端に行き着くんや。八斎会が仏を裁いとった証拠はないけど、その中間組織の一つと八斎会は交流があった。それだけ。先日
So they have a network too.
グループ同士の修復が可能という力です。分解。一度壊し直す個性。 そして個性を破壊する玉。
Okay. So it's from him? Oh, dang. It's hitting them now. It's all hitting them.
千崎にやろうは娘の体を銃弾にしてさば
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured it had something to do with her.
実際に銃弾を売買しているのかは分かりません。現段階では性能としてあまりに半端です。ただ仮にそれが試作段階にあるとしてプレゼンのためのサンプルを仲間集めに使っていたとしたら確たる証はありません。しかし全国にわたる仲間集め資金集めもしも弾の完成形が完全に個性を破壊するのだとしたら
Oh my.
私のアイデアがいくつでも湧いてくる。想像しただけ
They could take away quirks from all the heroes.
こいつらが子供保護してりゃ一発解決だったんじゃねえの。全て私の責任だ。二人を責めないでいただきたい。知らなかったこととはいえ二人ともその子を助けようと行動したのです。
Oh.
緑谷はリスクを背負いその場で保護しようとしミリオは先を考えより確実に保護できるよう動いた。
How did they couldn't have known?
最高のヒーロー。
Baby, no. Do not do that to yourself.
ミリオは
Don't you do it either. No.
今
no.
一番悔しい。
I mean, I gotta say though, that was tough because they didn't know that at the time, and for all they know, like taking her could have made things. He could have done such a drastic action because of that. I think it's an awful situation.
その子は隠しておきたかった核なんだろ。それが何らかのトラブルで外に出ちまってた。天津さえガキンチョヒーローに見られちまった。素直に本拠地に置いとくか。
He's probably gonna be a lot more
攻め
careful.
入るにしてもその子
ありくどいわ。こうしてる間にもエリちゃん優子泣いてるかもしれへんのやぞ。我々は
Oh.
オールマイトになれない。だからこそ分析と予測を重ね助けられる可能性を 100% に近づけなければ。
No one's wrong.
未来を予知できるなら俺たちの行く末を見ればいいじゃないですか。
True.
少々合理性に欠ける。それは できない。
How come?
私の予知性能ですが、発動したら24時間のインターバルを要する。つまり1日1時間1人しか見ることができない。そ
Okay.
してフラッシュバックのように一コマ一コマが脳裏に映される。発動してから1時間の間、他人の生涯を記録したフィルムを見られると考えていただきたい。ただし、そのフィルムは全編人物の近くからの視点。見えるのは
Oh,
あくまで個人の行動とわずかな周辺環境だ。
got
い
it.
や、それだけでも十分すぎるほどいろいろわかるでしょう。
Depending on the person,
どうい
yeah.
うことなんですか？
例えば、その人物に近い将来、死。ただ、無慈悲な死が待っていた。
Oh, he's still scarred from the whole All Might
お
thing.
前とのことで
このままいけば、あなたはヴィランと最大まで引き上げた後に、勝利のダメ押しとして使うものです。不確定要素
I guess that
を
makes
闇
sense.
雲に見るべきじゃない。
Because then it's gonna take longer because he can only do it once per
なら
day.
ねえための策を講じられるぜ。
占いとは違う。回避できる確証はない。
ナイトアイ、よくわかんねえな。いいぜ、俺を見てみろ。いくらでも回避してやるよ。
ダメだ。
It's his quirk, guys.
娘の居場所の特定、保護、可能な限り角度を高め早期解決を目指します。ご協力よろしくお願いします。
He seems like he knows what he's doing. I know everyone wants to do this very quickly, and I get that. But there are a lot of things to consider too, unfortunately.
しておけば
通夜でもしてんのか？
先
学外ではイレイザーヘッドで通せ。いや、しかし今日は君たちのインターン中止を提言する予定だったんだがな。
今さらなんで？
ヴィラン連合が関わってくる可能性があると聞かされたろう。話は変わってくる。
Oh,
今度こそ必ずエリちゃんを
保護するね。
ただな、緑谷、お前はまだ俺の信頼を取り戻せていないんだよ。正規の手続きを踏み、正規の活躍をして信頼を取り戻してくれるとはありがたい。残念なことに、ここで止めたらお前はまた飛び出してしまうと俺は確信してしまう。
he knows his students well enough now to know exactly what's gonna
俺が
happen.
見ておく。するなら正規の活躍をしよう、緑谷。
Oh,
分かったか、大事。
ah, I love it. If you got him in your corner, that's a very good thing.
エリちゃんにとって必ずしも絶望だったとは限らない。前向いていこう。
生先生
ここではイレイザーだ。
俺、イレイザーヘッドに一緒に連れてきます。
一緒はやめてくれ。
He's like, no.
声でかい
見るよ。分かってる。緑谷君、今度こそ必ず。
That's right. They know what they need to do now. They're making a plan.
そうでしたか。持つため。
いや、
Mm.
と思った。
Oh, what a sly dog.
年食うといらねえことばかりしちまうな。で、どうだ、緑谷いずくの感想は。
What does he really think of him?
よく似ているように思います。
True.
私が理解できなかったオールマイトの底に宿る狂気によく似ている。
Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. Poor thing.
エリちゃん、大丈夫大丈夫。一応いるかどうかの確認だけね。おもちゃ全然触らないのね。せっかく買ってあげたのに。ちょっとぐらい気を許してもいいんだからね。じゃねえと今度は俺がバラされちまうんだよ、ガキ。怖くないよ。なんか欲しいもんとかないの？いいのいいの。邪魔なら出てくから。ね。
Oh, that
お
poor
前が
baby.
次の世話役だ。逃げ出そうと思わせるな。飴を与えておけ。エリにとって信頼できる人間にお前がなる。
でもな、ガキの金銭はわかんねえや。 不倫なんたらとかなのかな、やっぱ。
How about not being imprisoned?
違う。全然違う。今までみんなあんな風に触れてくれたことなんてなかった。
ごめんね、痛かったよね。立てない？大丈夫？こんな小さい子が声も出さず震えて怯えて、この子に何してるんですか？
優しかった。
You guys, I'm sorry guys, I just like, I can't with like abusive little kids. That stuff gets me. It gets me a lot. But wow. All right, I have a lot to say, so I'm gonna compose myself here. Okay, so first of all, about that ending scene, they to date have not shown anything really over the top, like directly happening to Eri, but when they show her circumstances, her just shaking in fear, the way that Overhaul talks about her and everything, it's so well written and so well done that you feel like her pain and her fear and what she must be going through just from the circumstances going on around that. You know, like they haven't shown really directly like her being, you know, experimented on, because that, it sounds like that's what's going on. They're like making bullets out of parts of her. But I mean, like it's so clear just from the way that they set everything up. And I'm sorry guys, it gets me every time. Like that kind of stuff, like kids and animals, I can't do it. But like the abuse stuff, oh man, you know, I gotta say, for them to tackle a subject like that is very, very brave, because it's a hard thing to talk about. It's a really, really hard thing to get into the way that they're getting into it. But anyway, so I wanted to say that briefly about the end scene before I lost that initial, like, overwhelming emotion that filled me with, that end credit scene. And just the way that, like, hearing her say that gentleness that she found from Izuku was so foreign to her, that's all they need to say right there. That's like, and you get what she's going, like, you don't get it, but it's implied what she's been through. So about the big discussion that they had in this episode, it was an unpleasant talk, but it was a very informative talk as well. So let's talk about it. I gotta say, I get both sides so much because, of course, as soon as you know that, I mean, not only is the main culprit Eri now, just practically speaking, but to know that they're doing that to a child, like harvesting them, I guess. Like, I don't know exactly how it physically works, but they're using her to make these bullets. I mean, of course, you would want to go right in and just extract her as quickly as you could. It brings up an excellent point about, like, some stuff that might be more comparable to real life, because a lot of times there is backlash in a situation like that ends up making well, I won't get into all the real life stuff, but I mean, it is, I think, so comparable to real life stuff that it makes it very recognizable and understandable is a situation even in this fictional world. So I get where they're coming from, absolutely wanting to rush in there and get her out as quickly as possible. But I hate to say this, but Night Eye does have a point, and he has a point about the use of his quirk in this scenario. Because think of it this way too, like, this is what I wanted to say throughout the episode, and I was trying not to talk over them. If he can only use that once a day, what if he uses it on a person who doesn't end up giving them that much information? That's an extra day that they have to wait now to try it again. And that's another day that this little girl is having all this done to her. So I mean, really, it's a horrible situation, because who wants to be calculated in a situation like this? But at the same time, if you don't have a healthy amount of practicality in this scenario, that can make things so much worse. It could make it a longer amount of time before they can rescue her. I can't believe they went there this season, you guys. I cannot believe that they have gone down this route, and they are just like, the thought-provoking concepts that they are just throwing at us. It's just, you know, we could sit here and discuss it all day, I feel like, about the right and the wrong and the gray area. It's just incredibly well done. So well done. My poor Izuku, and also Mirio, who now have to bear the guilt of knowing that they were right there. Eri, like, grabbed onto Izuku and, like, was just asking for help. To bear the guilt of that, I just can't even imagine how unbearable it must be. But at the same time, like, oh, I hate seeing my boys do that to themselves, because what could they do? They had no clue whatsoever that she was the culprit of all of this. And even if they had, who's to say that if they just grabbed her and ran? I mean, you saw that network of, like, the dots and lines that they were making to, like, figure out just how far-reaching the, I think it's pronounced Hisaikai. I don't know if that's Hisaikai. I don't know if that's right. But you know what I'm getting at. You saw how, like, far-reaching that they've become and how much they're expanding. Who's to say they could have even done that without being, like, you know, overwhelmed by their forces or someone they're connected with, like, a mile down the road of running away with her? I mean, it's an impossible situation. It is very interesting from a story perspective, and man, just the moral stuff, like, it reminds me a lot of, like, some of the moral related episodes that I've seen of, like, Star Trek, because for anyone who's watched, like, maybe that I've been rewatching Next Generation, they'll show you, like, these scenarios of, you know, like, this is what you believe to be right, and this is what you know is right, but how are you going to apply that in this situation? Or how is that going to be, like, it reminds me a lot of that. It makes you think, and it gets your brain going in a way that, like, I'll be dwelling on this for the whole week in between this episode and next episode. Like, it's unbelievably good, you guys. It's not pleasant by any means, but it's so well done, and kudos to them for tackling a subject like this and constructing a smart, thoughtful plot in this way. I love it, guys. Just another reason I love this show, and all the characters that they're building up so well at the same time. So now that I've thrown roses at everyone involved in the production of this show and the manga, I will go ahead and wrap it up, but I'm really, really enjoying it, you guys. I can't wait for next week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please be sure to join me next time. We'll watch it together, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys!